Good evening and welcome to a very special drunken night with Sea Milk and Serpentza, where I will be answering the top 30 questions for my 30,000 sub video.
Looking forward to it, my dear friend.
Right, so my good friend and compadre over here, Sea Milk, will be reading out the top 30 questions from my 30,000 subscriber video, and I shall be answering them one by one.
Shall we begin?
We shall.
Let's begin. Question 1. I don't get why you tell me about your stomach. I don't know about you, but I lived in China for about 16 years. Personally, I never have a problem with eating there anyway. That's not what it's about. All I'm saying is, he didn't ignore. Let's try that again. That's not a question.
That is not a question. Please move on to the next one.
Okay, ready? Question 1. China Nonstop says, when do you subscribe to my channel?
My answer to you is very simple. When you stop advertising on my own channel.
Ching! Question 2 from Stefan Roxburgh. How did you discover China? I mean, were you introduced to the country by a friend?
Okay, it's very simple. I had no idea what China was like. Anyway, I came here on a business trip, and within a matter of 3 days, I had fallen in love with the place. I absolutely loved China. It was such a different thing from what I was used to. So, after that business trip, I decided I wanted to live here. I went home, sold all my stuff, moved back here, and lived here.
Great. Question 3. If you have 30,000 subs, how come your vids only get 2,000 views max?
That's not true. Some of my views have got over 400,000 or 500,000 views. Just depends on the video and its content. In fact, my average video gets between 7,000 and 9,000 views. So you can look at the most popular YouTuber on YouTube and you'll see they've got 1 million subs, but they only have a couple of 100,000 views per video. So it just depends on, of course, the material, and it depends on what people want to watch.
Great. Question 4 from Smoke Clouds 8. Hello Winston, what's your favorite piece of character that you've gained from living in China?
I'd say tolerance is the biggest or my favorite piece of character, because living in China, you need to have a lot of tolerance.
That's great. Question 5 from Internationate. Congratulations, Winstonian, 30 kgs. I don't even think I can count that high. My question, if you could change one thing about China, what would it be?
My answer to this is the level of compassion in the average man or woman here. Because compassion is not something that I would ever equate with the average Chinese person. Compassion is something that shapes us as human beings and is something that is really worthy. But here in China, compassion is very lacking. So if someone's in trouble, if an animal's in distress, nobody will step forward and help them because compassion is seriously lacking. So I would definitely, without a doubt, advocate that compassion be on the rise.
Cheers to that.
Indeed. We're very drunk, by the way. Where?
Beers are locked up.
Yeah,
there
right.
Right here. There.
Cool, alright. No.
Question 6, ready?
Yeah.
Question 6 from Zam Takori. Can I get away with street racing in China?
No. Absolutely not. And first of all, modifying cars is illegal. A lot of people do it. No, they do it. And of course it's popular here. But if you take a look in the news recently, a whole lot of Hong Kong guys were caught doing street racing here. Some of them got serious jail time. It is completely against the law. You do it here, you are looking at a lot of trouble.
Would you say it's not Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift?
No, absolutely not. It's more like Fast and Furiously into the jail. China drift. Okay.
Yes.
So don't do street racing. Besides, you could never afford the cars here anyway, because cars in China are incredibly expensive.
A friend of ours actually just sold a second-hand Lamborghini Murcielago for 7 million RMB, which is over $1 million. 5 times the price that you pay back home.
Yeah, so street racing in China,
unless you're incredibly rich.
Or you're really good at riding a bicycle.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Right. Question 7 from Brian Cardenas. I hate to ask you this, I'm sorry. This is
What?
relevant. How many beers do you drink a week?
I try not to drink too much because I believe that I'm not an alcoholic. I simply drink to excess. And the thing is, you know, every Monday, like now, okay, I drink with sea milk.
It's a treat.
Yeah, we go overboard.
We
But
work hard.
yeah, quite honestly, during the week I don't drink that much. Maybe 1 or 2 nights I'll have a couple beers, but I try to stay focused. I have to work, you know.
Honestly, with the lifestyle this guy lives, you can't afford to drink that
No,
much.
I can't, because if I drink too much, I just can't keep up. Anyway,
Exactly.
let's continue.
Question 8 from Stephen Chan. Why did you decide to live in Shenzhen rather than a more affluent city than Shanghai? I apologize.
Because, quite honestly, Shenzhen is more affluent than Shanghai. What? No, people might not understand this, but you know, in China there are only 2 cities that have a stock exchange. One is Shanghai, the other one is Shenzhen. Shenzhen is a major financial powerhouse, but Shenzhen is, at least in my definition, having been to Shanghai, Beijing, Xi'an, all these other places, without a doubt, the best city in China. My own personal point of view. Yeah, exactly. Shenzhen's better.
This
Carry on.
question 9 comes from Juicy Feed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, guys, we are pretty drunk, so don't give us these shitty ass names. Continue.
Juicy Feed says, how do Chinese people feel about foreigners? Do they like to learn about your home, or are they indifferent?
Chinese people are very curious, but at the same time fairly indifferent to certain things. The thing is, Chinese people in general are very friendly and open and curious about where we come from and, you know, what our story is. So, I'd say they're fairly open to, well, they're very inquisitive, aren't they?
Sure.
Yeah.
I would say indifferent, and I apologize, but I'd say indifferent to what country you're from, to be honest.
Oh yeah, if you're a foreigner,
You're from foreign.
you are a foreigner, but yeah, England, Australia, New Zealand, America is more or less the same in their eyes.
Same thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're very inquisitive. One thing I find is very, very funny is they always ask me, "Are you going to celebrate Thanksgiving?" And I'm, you know, and I kind of try to tell them that Thanksgiving is only really celebrated by 2 countries in the world, you know, which is yeah, America and Canada.
Oh, Canada doesn't celebrate it.
No, they do. They got a different day.
Boxing Day, yeah.
No, I don't, man. That's not. No, they
I don't
have
know
their
anything
own
about Canada,
Thanksgiving.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, so yeah, they are curious, but at the same time, naive. Continue.
Question 11 comes from 2011, Silver Dude. Do you speak Afrikaans?
The thing is, like, I did have to learn it in school, but it's definitely not my first language. I do understand it. I don't like it. Sorry for all the Afrikaans-speaking people out there, because I do and have grown up with a lot of Afrikaans-speaking people. I myself am not Afrikaans, and I'm not a boer. But at the same time, it's not that I don't respect you guys, because you are strong and you have, you know what you have. Chutzpah. What the hell are you talking
That's a
about?
Jewish word, sorry.
Don't mix them up. Seriously, to all the Dutchmen out there, stick to your roots. You guys are strong. I support you. You know, I may not be one of you, but I understand you. Continue.
He speaks a lot of Afrikaans in the shop.
Oh, you're back.
Question 11 comes from Link Ingaj. How do the Chinese view the Japanese, and which one has the cameras in the toilet so you can watch your food coming out in HD, I suppose now in 4K? LOL.
Chinese people despise Japanese people, and it's more or less vice versa. If you ever turn on a Chinese TV channel, you will see TV shows where they're slaughtering thousands, if not
It's the only TV show,
thousands
really.
of Japanese people. Yeah, you know, you have to understand that the history here is very complicated, and Chinese people in general do not like Japanese people. That's all you need to know. If you like Japanese people, if you like Japanese culture, don't walk around the streets in China saying, "I love Japan and I love Japanese people," because it's not going to give you any naughty points.
Can I give you a tidbit here?
What's that?
You shouldn't bring up that kind of stuff, to be honest, because you are a Westerner or a foreigner in that perspective, so you don't deserve to have an opinion.
Absolutely. And this is actually what I should be saying, not him, because he doesn't understand this as well as I do. Continue.
Shut the fuck up!
I taught him that.
Question 12 comes
Yeah.
from Bog. What? Sorry.
Okay, we're drunk. Continue.
Question 12 comes from Bog Serrata.
Bog Serrata.
Bog. Sorry. Is China a corrupt country? Most of the Soviet-based countries are as corrupt as China. One of them?
You know, who am I to say who's more corrupt than another person? You know,
That's very
corruption.
nice of you.
Corruption runs deep. Okay? And you know, I don't know, really.
Sure. That's bad, dude.
Anyway,
That's it.
you're corrupt.
Nice. But that's
Yeah.
fine.
Let's move on.
Question 13 comes from Jeff Slavin. What
Jeff
is
Slavin.
actually? Can I want to start marking these off so I know which one we're at. Is there a pen over here?
No.
It's not a video. It doesn't matter.
What? It's still recording.
I'm gonna cut it, aren't we? Do I have a pen?
No. I'll spray this shit in your face.
If you do that, we're done.
I have some pepper spray, yeah.
Why would you even?
If he asks the wrong question. Pepper spray. I still have it.
Damn it. Okay, this is number 13. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff Slavin says, what have been the top 3 most insightful educational life experiences that you have had? Let's do one. So that's 3 questions.
Tolerance. Did I not say this previously?
You did life experience, not what you know. I
Okay.
don't know, I'm trying to help
Yeah.
Jeff Slavin out.
Yeah. Jeff Slavin. Living in China, I think tolerance is really key because you know you have to be able to tolerate things that you're not used to. Seriously though, things like you know people spitting, urinating in public, things like that, and you kind of have to understand that this is just the way things are, and you can't change it. And I
It's
guess
just the way it is.
tolerance is the number 1. Well, number 2?
That's 3 questions. Give him one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry, mate.
There's a lot of people that want to talk here, you know.
Number 4.
Hand grips raised say, congratulations on 30K, you deserve it, fantastic channel. Here's a question. In the USA, I often hear discussions amongst people and in the news of the shortage in China of women due to the one-child policy. How is the problem perceived and handled by the young men in China facing the prospect of not having a wife or a girlfriend? And to give him perspective here, 30 million Chinese men will not have a wife, but I think he'll say that we don't experience that.
No, we don't. Listen, this is a rural problem, okay, and it doesn't happen in the cities. In fact, in Shenzhen, when I first moved to Shenzhen,
But the opposite
it
problem
was 7 women to 1 man.
No, it's like 4, right?
Yeah, it's about 4 right now. You will see young women everywhere. It's not a big problem in the big cities, but yes, in the rural communities, of course, it's a big problem because traditionally, to have a man-child means that you will have a laborer, somebody who will support you.
Right.
You know, and that's just the way it is. It's an unfortunate thing. When we did our trip through some of these rural areas, you'll see written on the wall everywhere in Chinese it says, have a daughter,
Right.
have a son, it doesn't matter, they'll
It's the
both
same,
support you.
yeah.
Yeah?
Exactly.
It is a problem, but it's not a problem that we can see right now. I think in about 10 years, it'll be a real issue.
Absolutely, thanks, dude. And Andrei Vilnov.
No, is that like...
Don't-
No, wait, like Troll 2? Snowball?
Nilbog, dude.
Nilbog, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Right.
Question 15 from Andrew Vilnov. I'm sorry, these
Bill,
names.
no, Bill.
You should really work on the audio recording quality. Maybe you can get better equipment and post better audio editing?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, you
Here we
know,
are.
yeah, I do have a microphone hooked up to this camera. I hope that this helps you out. Continue.
We're at 15 intermission. Shall we chug our beer?
Okay, why not? Let's do it. That was a terrible idea.
Intermission. Reload.
Thank you.
Hang on.